Today is Tuesday, October 8th, 2024. I'm Gene. Welcome to Hanging with Uncle. It's really early today. It's 3:57 right now, but my coffee's ready. And with 28 days now till the election, I've kind of felt this way for a while, but I think it's important to talk about it because early voting has already started, and I keep hearing this nonsense about I don't know enough about Kamala Harris. And to me, that's a ridiculous viewpoint because you know everything there is to know about Cadet Bone Spurs. And when you ask people why they support him and you hear, well, he says what he feels, he says what, we feel, it's time to recognize that racism is the point. Remember the very first time he was sued was over racial discrimination in housing, refusing to rent to black people. And now you hear him talk about poisoning the blood of our country and they're bringing rapists and murderers and basically anything that's not white. And that goes back to pre-Civil War kind of thinking where white people thought they were superior. They owned their plantations and all this beautiful land and had all their slaves working it. Well, I'm different, I guess. I asked myself, well, why weren't they working their own plantation? They were too lazy to work, didn't want to work. The same thing they were accusing everybody else of. It's that same argument that's been going on forever, and it's happening now. But that's not even where it started, but it has been here since the beginning of this country, and that's the point. And we have these white supremacist groups now, the stand back and stand by crowd. So when you hear Cadet Bone Spurs rambling on with his racist rhetoric, spouting quotes from Mein Kampf, just remember, it's not that people don't understand what's going on. They totally understand what's going on, and it's what they want. Anybody that supports Cadet Bone Spurs is not worried about the economy because, let's see, in 4 years he added almost $9 trillion to the debt, more than any president in the history of the United States. Notwithstanding, he's bankrupted several of his own businesses. That does not sound like anyone that's really good at handling the economy. He's a charlatan, and people don't care because he feels like they do about anybody that's not white. So I'm not wasting any more time or effort, trying to convince people this is wrong. You just have to realize that they are the bottom rung of society that refuses to mature and grow up and progress with the rest of civilized society and go to the ballot box. And remember, we have to go to the ballot box every time. The real power is not in the White House, it's in Congress. It's in the House of Representatives and the Senate, those two houses that make up our Congress. A lot of those people, especially when you hear, Shady Vance, Mike Johnson, James Comer, Jim Jordan, all those racist nut jobs, Steve Scalise, those are the people with the power. Remember, Congress makes laws, not the president. So, like when I hear the 60 Minutes interview, aired last night with Vice President Harris on 60 Minutes with Bill Whitlock, he's asking about policies that you're doing. And it's not policies that control, it's the law. And the law is made in Congress, it is not made in the White House. So, president, vice president, you can lobby, your fellow elected members of our representative democracy. But remember, they're elected officials. They're going to toe the party line. They're going to think like the sheep with that herd mentality and say what the party wants them to do, knowing they have constituents in their district that are pleading with them to do otherwise and do the right thing, but they won't do it because, that's not what the party wants them to do. So just keep that in mind. Remember that 2 years from now, Congress will be up for re-election again, as they are every 2 years. That is where the power is. So this election, from everything that I've seen, again, I plan on voting for Kamala Harris. But most importantly, I'm also voting for Ruben Gallego for Senate. I am not supporting Kari Lake. And I am supporting the Democratic candidate running for Congress here in AZ8 because the Republican candidate is, a Trump sycophant, election denier, blah, blah, blah. The list goes on. So I would love to know what your thoughts are and your opinions, but mine is don't waste any time trying to convince somebody that is not convincible. It's not going to happen. But, this is why they ban books and all that kind of stuff to purport this nonsense. But that's a whole nother episode, a whole nother show. We'll do that another time. If you like this information, please hit the subscribe button and also like button so the rest of the world knows we exist out here. And also hit that notification bell so you never miss when we go live and put new content out there. So I'm Gene. Enjoy your day. Be kind to one another and treat each other